Guiseley to get started. The Whitby side will be playing in blue with white shorts and white socks, and they'll be about to shoot towards the scoreboard end of the ground. And we're off, and the ball goes back to Liam Tongue, who plays it up in the air, and it's nodded on and flicked away before being knocked out of play for the first corner to Guiseley. There's 4 white shirts in the edge of the area for this one to be delivered into. It goes up towards Rhys Kendall. He can't get onto it. It's cleared, but recovered well. Gabriel Johnson on the left-hand side turns the ball in towards the edge of the area. Stooping header from Tom Denton. It's down there towards Chippendale. Then a shot comes in from this angle, and it's just deflected off the edge of the feet of Jamil Eibel, and then scrambled clear by that Whitby defence. A very good positive start here from Guiseley, who have a throw now. Took the ball away from Tom Denton. Oh, slip now by Walker. And in goes Jacob Gratton in towards the edge of the area. Gratton spinning, trying to turn and find an angle. Does get the ball across the face of the goal, and it's scooped away by Jamil Eibel. And it's gone behind for a Whitby corner. One little slip, and that was almost Jacob Gratton in to penalise the Lions. Into the feet of Wheatley. Wheatley out to that left-hand side. Doty tries to cross in. It's cleared. Only as far as Harrison Beeden, who keeps the ball live for Whitby. Wheatley exchanges passes. The ball goes forward. It's an opportunity for Connor Simpson to get on the end of it. And then the ball's cleared from him. Adam Gell gets right underneath it, fires the ball high and wide, and it'll be a goal kick to the Lions. Break it down. It's another long throw anyway, this time from Whitby. Into the box, Tom Denton, not surprisingly, wins the aerial challenge. And Whitby now collect the play, and it's Grattan again on the right-hand side. Shows that neat footwork that he's got to take the ball back to Priestley Keithley. And down that right-hand side, Alfie Doherty gets a cross in. It's up towards Simpson, who puts the ball in the back of the net. And Guiseley trail. A really good cross from Alfie Doherty. The ball into the edge of the 6-yard box, and Connor Simpson is on hand to give Guiseley a headache. A header from Simpson on 13 minutes, and it's Guiseley 1, Whitby Town 0.
You know, maybe we have to give a bit of the same treatment.
It's the first time we've gone behind this season. We led against Hyde before they equalised. Johnson's on the ball now, into the area, plays it a little bit heavily out towards Chippendale, who's going to try and keep that in, does really well, gets it up towards the back post. Denton header against the crossbar from Johnson, and scrambled into the arms of Shane Bland. Really good cross there from Callum Chippendale. The ball looked a bit too heavy for him to collect and float back across the penalty area, but he did well. Tom Denton heading back towards goal, towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Gabriel Johnson's header hit the crossbar. The goalkeeper claimed it. He's looking for a way round, a way to get a cross round. He goes back in the end, and it's Rowe who will collect. The captain floats a nice ball in. Ashman gets his head on it, but it's fallen straight into the path of Jacob Gratton. And Gratton was facing the goal, but the ball came down at him from height, and he decided to volley it.
Yeah, some unconvincing defending, reprieved by some unconvincing finishing, but we're up against it there.
Johnson now up the other end, gets the ball played into him by Chippendale, plays it across the face of the goal. This one's returned back into the penalty area, headed by Pratt towards the line, and again that one's been cleared off the line. The Lions haven't had the advantages either in the final third so far. Guiseley get it again to Chippendale, right hand side. Chippendale crosses in towards Denton, beaten to it before the referee, the goalkeeper punches out, and then as Denton falls on his man who was underneath him, he's conceded a free kick. Johnson trying to claim the ball, but Whitby are well organised, well drilled defensively, and return it up to the halfway line. It's played back forward by Eibel, and then finds its way out to the left-hand side where Gabriel Johnson lays it infield to Denton. Out to the left-hand flank, a good cross in there. Header comes in by Chippendale inside the area. A really good whipped-in ball there from Rhys Kendall. He can deliver them. Ashman miscues this clearance. He keeps hold of it. Simpson's right behind him, and Whitby do recover the ball. That simple slip, one simple slip, and the attacking momentum now is with Whitby, and a long-range effort, brilliantly flighted in towards goal there from Priestley Keithley, and Brad Wade had to be at his acrobatic best to put that one round past the upright. It's a corner to Whitby. It could have been two. Now the Lions try to work the way down the right-hand side from the throw. It's cleared, but only as far as Tongue, who plays a lovely ball back in. It's across the goal there by Reece Kendall. Goalkeeper Shane Bland is going to try and get some length on this because the defender's retired to the edge of the 18-yard box. It's now come through, and it's the second goal. Lions seem to see really, really deep there, and Bland sent it down the right-hand side. It was played into the penalty area from that right-hand side. And wouldn't you know, Jacob Gratton would be the one who would get on the end of the ball inside the penalty area. Just not defending with confidence at the moment. Gratton to the edge of the 18-yard box. Played back to him. He's got his goal. He's brimming with confidence. It's played into the penalty area by Adam Gell. The referee opts to call time on the first half, and the Lions have a big job to do at half-time. Gell, last touch on the ball there, as Guiseley trail by 2-0.
To the dugout, and the most visible to the coaches.
Well, both goals came from crosses from the right, and in the moment, I don't remember Reece Kendall particularly being at fault, but you know, when you look closely at the game, maybe that will become more apparent. It could change the dynamic of the game. Tom Denton goes to look for the flick on. Johnson chases. Chippendale collects it, heads it to the left of the penalty area, takes it back himself, tries to cross, but it's blocked by the defender. Chippendale keeps working, gets that one into the box. It's deflected behind for a corner for Guiseley, to be curled in towards Chippendale, who gets a header. It's blocked away, but it's back down to Eibel, who tries to volley on his left foot. It's a pretty good connection, but he just gets a little bit too much on it, and it's into the netting. A free kick that's up in the air towards the edge of the 18-yard box. It's won by Rowe, the captain. Finds Simpson. Simpson, little pass into Jacob Gratton. Back here to Doherty. Gets it into the penalty, into the 6-yard box. Brad Wade doesn't collect it. And the ball is bundled home by Daniel Rowe. And Guiseley have conceded a third in the second half. And Brad Wade is in the goal holding his head. And I'm not sure if I glanced quite right, but did Brad Wade completely flummox out and miss that ball into the 6-yard box? And chance now for this one to be whipped in by Gabriel Johnson. It's up in the air. Jamil Eibel goes for it. Headed on by Tongue. Still in there. Denton's looking for it. It's beyond everyone and bounces almost through to the goal before the stretched arm of Shane Bland tips it past the upright. The most positive thing in that first half. It was a scrappy, unpredictable ball into the box. It bounced over two Guiseley players. Gabriel Johnson was one of them at the back post. Couldn't get a connection on it. And in the end, Bland just did enough to tip it and prevent it from going into the net. And out for a corner. Tongue. Ball high in the air. Little scrappy ball. Chippendale chases it. Still not cleared. Eibel in there. Can't get the ball down. Still not cleared. A shot comes in. Deflects off a couple of players. And then Tom Denton fires it into the net. And Guiseley have a foothold back. And what a scramble that was. And in the end, not a classic passage of play by any stretch of the imagination. But Tom Denton has done what he needed to do to put a little dint into the deficit. And it's now Guiseley 1, Whitby Town 3.
Wow, that was schoolboy football, wasn't it?
Tongue will take this one on this left-hand side. He floats this one in towards the 6-yard box. It's headed down, bounces in and over. Oh, it seemed to be headed over the crossbar at close range by a Lion, and it's behind for a goal kick. How did that one not go in?
Very, very unlucky. Is he in the sea?
Hope not. Ball's a long throw anyway, this time for Whitby. They launch it into the penalty area, headed away. Still not cleared, and there's a chance here for a fourth. Oh, a shot comes in from the range of Daniel Rowe, who's already got one. Connected with it really well. Brad Wade would have been stranded. It was so well flighted, but it just floated past the upright and behind. Liam Tongue is kind of in his range. Johnson will take it, left-footed, and well, there was an early jeer of that effort. Free kick is Priestley Keithley. Referee calls time on the proceedings, and it's been a disappointment for the Lions. There are times when Guiseley might have scored more than the one that we got, but we were well beaten in the end. A Connor Simpson goal got Whitby underway. Jacob Gratton, the former Lion, of course, just before the break, added a second. And then before we really got the recovery underway in the second half, Daniel Rowe had won the battle with Brad Wade to poke home from close range. Guiseley did get one back. Tom Denton scoring the first Lions goal of his competitive career.
Well, we gave it a great go that last half hour, but the damage was done earlier on, wasn't it? So
I think the first half was miles off it. Saying that, we've probably had similar chances and they've took them. I thought we huffed and puffed. Listen, I've got to shoulder a bit of the blame. The formation we started with probably didn't suit what we need to do. I think we started off first 10-15 minutes. We looked like we was going to score and take the game away, but then after that, listen, they're a good team. They put the ball in the mix. The 9's caused us problems. The 5 caused us problems in set pieces. The 2 goals are carbon copy goals. My fullback couldn't stop the ball coming in. That's why he got changed at half time. And you can't deal with him when you get down to the line like that and you put decent balls in. He's not even been hurt trying to stop the ball coming in, so that's not answered every question I need to answer at half time. Brought Joe Stacey on, and again for me, we did ever so well. But as I've said before, it's a new group, not got a load of time to start. But I think we've made a lot of chances, probably made similar amount of chances, but just not been clinical enough in front of the goal when it's bouncing. And I think if you look at it, I think their keeper's got man of the match. Should imagine. He's had 4 or 5 really good saves, but we've got to take that away.
It was funny that last half hour actually. We went more direct, but we did make some chances. And Tom Denton was a handful, and Tongi had a couple of shots, didn't he? Where one of those goes in, you think maybe we got
back to 3-1. It was 3-0. The game had gone a bit flat, and then we got the goal back. I thought it was never going to go in. But listen, that's not good enough. As I said to him before, we started the game reasonably well for 10 minutes, and after that we switched off. I just thought there was better in the box. I thought the first contact off the 5, then getting the second bits off him. Does that all the time, Rowe. Then obviously the other kid, the 9, Simpson, causes problems in set pieces, and if you look at it, a lot of the time it's coming in from the keeper, and it was on the money every time. So for me, that's the difference what they've done. They've built that up. They know what they're going to do. The keeper's been here a while, the 5's been here a while. So again, we need to be bigger and braver on first contacts coming into the box.
Simpson did play very well, didn't he?
I thought it was really real handful, and I've just said to Josh and Jam in there, they did well because he's a very good forward, but I just feel that because of the quality come into him, they give him that opportunity to do that. Our quality's not as good as that, and we've got to work on that. Yeah,
and was it Tom Pratt hit the post in the first half?
Hit the post, and obviously, as I say to them all, might as well at the corner flag the post, you get the same outcome, don't you? But I feel like we've listen, not just them, myself included. Like I say, I've got to shoulder a bit of the blame for the formation and how we set up first half. When the goals went in, I thought it was a bit open. I thought the 2 wing backs didn't really offer anything going forward. So I need to look at that myself as well. So I'm not throwing the blame at the lads because they've had a right go at the end, and lads that want the shirts are sort of come on the pitch and try to keep them.
So how do we reset for Saturday then?
We work on it Thursday. There's been, like I say, there's been games tonight, and I think there's 1 or 2 different score lines, and still things settle down. But we've got to win games at home. I've said this to us. We've brought players in. There's no excuses. Whitby will be up there because what they do well, but again, I'll go back to it. We've got to be up there as well because the size of this club and what the players that we've brought in, and we will be. Listen, as I said, the chances that we created, we've got to make sure they go in the back of the net, as we did on Saturday against Ireland. Chance we've got to make sure we put them in the back of the net.